got Revelation 19.
Ready? All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, we want to give all the praise, honor, and glory
to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakadash.
All right, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit. And as always, we would like to give a special peace and blessings and salutations to the Lord's elect. All right, today is business as usual. We out here another week to prophesy and teach the downfall of America, which is Babylon the Great in the Holy Scriptures. All right, and we also out here to let you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know that you are the biblical Israelites according to the Bible, all right? And that you need to repent before the destruction hits, all right? America, Babylon the Great, is going to be destroyed with thermonuclear destruction, okay? And the time now is to repent before the Lord brings these calamities on the earth, okay? And if you don't repent, the message is simple. You're going to die, all right? And we also out here to persuade you through the terror of the Lord. The scriptures say through the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, all right? So yeah, we out here to shake you up, if you will, so you can know what's going to happen. So let's get into it.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verses 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecy.
Yeah, so you got to be meditated in the spirit of Yahweh Yahushai. All right, if you a man of the Lord in these latter times, all right, your focus is going to be on what's taking place in the earth right now. What's going on? You know, how can I update myself on current events? And you know, that's a lot. That's a lot of brothers' strengths. You know, like that's Gabar's strength. Really, all three of these brothers right here, that's their strength. To be to keep up on current events, but also to be able to filter it through the Bible, because that's what it's about. You got to be able to filter it through the scriptures. Read that last part again.
But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecy.
To be occupied in prophecies, to know what's going on. You know, the word prophet literally means to say before. So when we see these events taking place in the earth, we're letting you, we're coming out here, we filtering it through the scriptures, and we letting you know what's going to happen before it takes place. And that's how you prophesy.
And the wisdom of the ancient, you know, when we look at all the symbolism in our society, you know, how we connect America to Babylon, how we connect America to Rome,
yep.
You know, getting into the herbs and ancient practices, yep. That's the wisdom of the ancient men. Because a lot of these, almost all of these Christians, they can't tie it up, man.
No.
They don't know what that obelisk in the town square means. You know? I got a precept on it. This is 1 Timothy 4 and 13. Till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. Mm-hmm. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, yep. Which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery.
And all brothers have different gifts. Neglect not the gift that is in you. Some brothers are good speakers. Some brothers are good researchers. Some brothers are good at remembering precepts. Some brothers are good historians. Some brothers are even good with the technology to be able to, you know, upload things, edit the videos. Some brothers are good with other languages. We all have different gifts.
Yeah, the Hebrew.
The Hebrew.
So you got brothers. You can tell them, hey man, I really need you to translate this prayer into Hebrew, and they can do it right on the spot.
Yep. Some brothers are good with herbs and foods. You know, the health wave. Read that again. Read that whole precept again.
1 Timothy 4 and 14. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery. That was it.
Okay.
I got something in Corinthians on there.
Somebody got the one in Revelation?
Yeah.
19. spirit of Yahweh Shai, spirit of prophecy. Go ahead.
This is
you got
1
that
Corinthians
Proverbs?
12
That's good.
and 6, or 4. 1 Corinthians 12 and 4. Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. And there are differences of administrations, but the same Lord.
Yeah, that means like there's the diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. Meaning that what? Everybody's still on the same page. They speaking the same thing. But there's a diversity of gifts, but the same Spirit. Okay? Meaning that it's not a wishy-washy doctrine. Go ahead.
And there are diversities of operations, but it is the same power which worketh all in all. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal.
Exactly. So the Lord gives each individual brother in this truth a certain portion of the Spirit. Some brothers have a larger portion of the Spirit than other brothers. But guess what? They still got the truth. Some brothers may be able to do certain things better than the next brother. But guess what? They all fighting for the same penny. You know? The Lord didn't give everybody the same amount of knowledge. Some brothers have a bigger portion of the Spirit. But the most important part is that you being a faithful servant and you doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and in this chapter, you know, it's kind of long, but it gets into that, you know. What if you cut off your big toe? Okay, the apostles used to use that analogy. What if you cut off your big toe, man? You barely got no balance. So that every toe is important, every finger is important in the body.
And a false balance is an abomination to the Lord. So it all balance out.
Yep. Go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verses 34. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates.
Yeah, blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates. Go ahead.
Waiting at the posts of my doors.
Yeah, so that means that you being a faithful servant. Go ahead.
For whoso findeth me, findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord.
Yeah, for whoso findeth me, findeth life. Didn't the Lord say, all they that hate me love death? So we supposed to follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. Go ahead.
But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death.
That's the Spirit. I didn't even know that was right there. All they that hate the Lord love death. So for all of you people out there who got a problem with the message, that means that you're going to perish. Because if you got a problem with us, you got a problem with the Lord. The Lord said, he that heareth you heareth me. And he that heareth me heareth him that sent me. So we're just the messengers of the Most High, man. We coming to you straight out the scriptures. So if you got a problem with our words, you got a problem with the words of the Lord. Go ahead.
This is Revelations chapter 19, verse 9. And he saith unto me, Right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And the men in this truth,
Somebody get 2 Ezra 16.
the men in this truth were called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. Because everybody didn't get the invite. All right.
Okay, and so not to cut you off, that's what people hate, right? It's like they get upset because they didn't get invited. But we telling you that this is only for a select few. This ain't for everybody, man.
Small sanctuary.
Small sanctuary.
Yeah, this is an invite. This is an invite only.
What they call it, RSVP?
situation.
Is that how you abbreviate it?
Reservation.
Yeah, you got to be reserved. The scriptures say, from the foundation of the world, the elect was chosen. Lord willing, with those men. Go ahead.
Blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he said unto me,
And Edomites don't believe anyway. Edomites don't believe. Go ahead.
and he said unto me, These are the true sayings of Yahweh. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren, that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai.
And everybody doesn't have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. There's many false prophets, like the scriptures say. You can't just because you put on a garment and fringes, that don't mean that you got the testimony of Yahweh Shai. So you have to be very careful who you follow, who you listen to, what group you listen to. Because yeah, they tell you that you're an Israelite, that's good, but what if they tell you that the name of the Lord is not important? That's not the testimony of Yahweh Shai. What if they tell you that you could get to see him in you got groups saying you can repent from it?
Wow. Wow.
When all you gotta do is flip the damn page from 13th chapter to the 14th chapter, and it tells you what's gonna happen to you. But you got groups saying you can repent.
And I believe I didn't watch it, but I did see the headline, the title. Was it Kid Boo? One of those rappers. I think it was Kid Boo.
From a long time ago?
Yeah,
I saw that.
I seen a video recently of him trying to move that chip himself. I didn't watch it, but matter of fact, I'm gonna check it out later.
Yeah, because a lot of them know. See, Israelites know in their spirit that you ain't supposed to do that shit, man. But they'll do it for the temporary benefits. But they know, right. Jake know in his spirit.
Like say when the time come, right? And they freeze everybody's bank accounts or shut the financial system down, and they say, hey, they ask you at the perfect time when you ain't ate in a couple days, or you really down and out, you really down bad, you ain't ate, you ain't drank, your kids is crying, your woman crying, you crying, you know, for the people in the world, you know, the people in this truth, we gonna be 10 toes down, firm, and triple C's, calm, cool, collect, because this is what we've been waiting on and being prepared for. But for those people in the world, when they hear, hey, if you receive this, you get a free 2,000 credits. You get a free certain amount of money so you and your family can eat. A lot of people is going to take that just so they can eat.
And that's why the scriptures say all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, because they don't have faith in the Lord.
It's already kind of happening in the UK. They already got the banks in the UK set up with this blockchain technology, right? Because Swift is on the crypto system now, and they're saying that they're going to start implementing social credit systems, man.
Remember,
to where conservatives can't pay their bills. They're targeting the conservative-minded people, okay? The people that are against the alphabet people and all that, man.
And it's a country in Africa too where they taking all the country's notes, the country paper currency.
Yeah, that's Nigeria.
Nigeria. And making them go for the
those are Jake's.
Yeah, go for the credit system, so where they have no choice. And like I said, shit, when they ain't ate in a few days, they gonna be looking like
fold.
Like they ain't got no choice.
And the real reason they gonna fold because they don't have the Lord. All you Jakes who don't have the Lord, you gonna fold, man. Like a lawn chair, you just gonna fold right up because you already used to trusting in the system. See, the test run was the jab, right? That was the trial run, and the apostles used to say, the majority of the people who got that jab, they gonna get to see him.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
The majority of them. I ain't gonna say all of them, but the majority of the people who got that shit, they gonna get that see him, man.
And a lot of brothers, women, is gonna go get to see him.
Yep.
Because just because a brother in the truth could fast and go 2-3 days without eating, don't mean his woman can. Don't mean his woman got the same faith. His woman don't have the same faith or the same hope. So she gonna be like, man, look, you sitting there calm and cool and shit, and we ain't ate in 2-3 days.
She gonna be bugging out.
Yeah, she gonna be bugging out. Especially if the kids crying and shit, she go run to Esau. So you might have to forsake your family.
And Esau might push that. I'm not saying that he is gonna, but I mean he probably will. He's gonna start pushing. If your kids don't get it, they can't go to school, and if your kids don't go to
They
school,
gonna come take it.
CPS takes over.
Yep.
And that's all gonna be testing our faith.
Yeah, that's gonna
It's
be
all gonna be able to, because you know, don't bend, man. Just stand firm. And look, the worst come to worst, we gonna get all our families back in the kingdom anyway.
And we know for a fact a lot of these women go fold. Oh, they not taking my kids. Huh? Give them the chip, or they gonna take it. This is verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy.
Go right to that.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 33, verses 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times.
Yeah, wisdom and knowledge, which that we all know that scripture, shall keep, basically means that's going to keep you stable. Because here it is, we out here blowing the trumpet week in and week out, day in and day out, warning the people as the Lord commanded us to, warning our people. So when all hell breaks loose, we supposed to really be chilling.
Yeah, we've been waiting.
Because we always use that example like, yo, how we gonna be out here teaching, telling you this, telling you that, telling you how to react, telling you what the Lord said, but then we bitch up. Nah, man, we supposed to be firm. And that's where faith comes in, because your faith is what's gonna keep you locked in.
That's right.
Your faith. That's why it says in Hebrews, without faith, it is impossible to please him. Because if you ain't got faith, that means you're gonna be fucking weak, man. And the scriptures say what? If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. And so the Lord is gonna put a certain spirit on particular men to just be like, yo, fuck this shit, man. We good. We got faith in the Lord, man. No matter what happens. Like if you ain't got no food in that day, you gotta be like, I'm gonna eat.
All you gotta do,
I'm gonna eat.
Yeah, that's why scripture be nakedness, peril, I want you not to bear up the most high.
Because the Lord said we gonna eat, man. He said it. He said, my servant shall eat. So what the hell is you worried about? You shouldn't be shaken. If you know that you serve the Lord to your full capacity, you're supposed to know you're gonna eat because he said it. So you ain't supposed to be acting like a little bitch. You're supposed to be, okay, I know the Lord got me. He said he a man and he can't lie. He said I was gonna eat, so hey, he might just be pushing your faith to the limit. Don't act like a bitch because you ain't eating 2 days in the day of trouble. The Lord might be pushing you to 4 days, 5 days, just to see how you gonna react. Just to see what you gonna do.
Hey man, there's a lot of people out here. In fact, almost all these people in the world, they can't even go on an intermittent fast.
Yeah.
An 18-hour. That's like a big deal to them.
Because our faith really ain't been tested yet. I say that all the time. We could say, yo, I'm gonna fast for 48, but then you can go in the fridge and grab something. You can go to the store and grab something. Your faith is gonna be tested when it's a 4 or 5 day stretch.
Right.
And you ain't got no options. Then the Lord come through, boom.
right.
And that shit's gonna build your faith even more.
And hey, you rehearsing the righteous acts and fasting and not eating, knowing you got a refrigerator full of food, shows discipline and control.
Get Romans 15 and.
But I got something right quick.
Get this real quick though. This is why we talking. Get Romans 15 and 4. And then get
I got Romans 8.
get 1 Kings 17.
Yeah, because this is an important topic, because these are the days that's coming.
1 Kings 17.
Let me just bring this out real quick. Just one.
Okay.
Okay.
Get that.
This is Romans. You want Romans?
Yeah, 15 and 4.
Romans 15 and 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
Patience and comfort of the scriptures. So like we supposed to always go back to the things that happened aforetime and see how our forefathers reacted in them times. Get this
Or
wrong.
was any man confounded?
Get Isaiah where it say 65 and 12. Yeah, read that.
This is 1 Kings chapter 17, verse 8. And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Arise, get thee to Zaphareth, which belongeth to Zidon, and dwell there.
Let's talk about Elijah. Go ahead.
Behold, I have commanded a widow woman there to sustain thee. So he arose and went to Zarephath.
So this was during the famine, and the Lord told him what to do, and he did it. That's what we to do. And he didn't say, "Oh, what if she not able to sustain me?" Because it was a famine all over the land. He trusted in the Lord. That's what we supposed to do.
Yep.
Yeah. In Proverbs, it say, "Trust in the Lord with
All thy heart, and lean not to your own
Get
understanding.
that real quick too. Go ahead.
And when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there gathering of sticks. And he called to her and said, Fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel that I may drink.
So now when it said, when we read Romans 15 and 4, it say the things written aforetime, we always supposed to, well, like we all of us in this truth is spiritual Jobs, we spiritual Elishas, we spiritual, we the forefathers. So the things that happen to them pertain to us too. Go ahead.
And he said, As the Lord thy God liveth.
Hey, when you Romans 19 and he say all the things that Romans 9 and 5 real quick. Because all the things that pertain that happen to them, it ain't like, oh, we Israelites too. Where all the things that pertain to the Israelites.
This is Romans chapter 9, verse 5. It says, whose are the fathers, and of whom as concerning the flesh.
No, go to 4, I think.
9 and 4. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption.
The adoption pertains to the Israelites. Go ahead.
And the glory.
The glory pertains to the Israelites, but that's not the point. Go ahead.
And the covenants.
The covenants pertain to the Israelites. Go ahead.
And the giving of the law.
Yep.
And the service of the Most High.
And the service of the Most High. All right? For the Most High to help us. The services to the Most High. That pertains to all the Israelites.
And the promises.
And the promises. And the promises. One of the promises is that we was going to get saved. Go ahead, get that.
This is verse 11. And as she was going to fetch it, he called to her and said, bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thine hand. And as she said, as the Lord thy God liveth, I have not a cake, but an handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a cruse. And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks, that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die.
No faith. Go ahead, but see, he had faith though, so go ahead.
And Elijah said unto her, fear not, go and do as thou hast said, but make me thereof a little cake first, and bring it unto me, and after make for thee and for thy son.
Yeah, dog, you could tell these to one of these
Hell,
hood rats.
no, I was just thinking that.
Hey, you feel
God, I
me?
wish you would.
My son first.
Yeah,
Go make me
yeah.
something to eat first, then fix you and your kids something to eat.
So,
And then
see,
this is
but
stranger
see,
too.
her doing that was
The Lord.
her trust. She had a little faith in him, so she trusted him a little and did it. And look what happened. Keep going.
For thus saith the Lord God of Israel, the barrel of meal shall not waste, neither shall the cruse of oil fail, until the day that the Lord sendeth rain upon the earth.
See, so the Lord was able to sustain them with a miracle. Hey, when the Lord was on the earth, they said with 5 fish and a couple loaves of bread, he fed 5,000 people. We ought to believe that. You know what I'm
Certain
saying?
Israelite groups say that was witchcraft. They, and so that means like they don't have the faith, man. Like if you don't believe the miracles of Yahweh Shai, like you ain't got no faith,
And
man.
the Lord could do anything.
Man, Yahweh Shai ain't do no miracles. Man, yes he did, man. That's what made people believe.
Yeah, they'll say that that was just a story or an
Yeah.
allegory.
Hey, the way you see a chariot move and just stop, and that's a fucking miracle. Ain't nothing we seen can do
You
that.
can't, yeah.
Right, it's otherworldly.
So
That's actually a miracle too. The way them joints move is like it's not just it's something better than the speed of light.
yeah,
Like the brother Monatazai from South Carolina, the other day he did a video and you seen the chariot, that shit like just, you know what I'm saying? That's a miracle, man.
Yeah. And that travel in between dimensions, that's...
but these stories that you read always go boost your faith. This is what we should be thinking about in that time. When the lights go out, we should be excited. I don't care. I want that shit to happen today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Because we know that that's
we've been
when-
waiting on this.
And when shit like that takes place, that's our world getting closer. Like we gotta go through that. Like we ain't just gonna walk in the kingdom like, yeah. Now through the straight gate. We gotta get through that tunnel.
Yeah, you got Byways on fire right now, and they show a video of how the fire started. It just started out of nowhere. But they were saying there was a video put up, and they were saying that that lasers like in movies got the colors and shit, but lasers in real life ain't got no color. They're invisible. And so, go ahead.
I know they want Isaiah saying it.
Oh, yeah.
Isaiah chapter 65, verse 12. Therefore I will number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Isaiah 65 and 11. But ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain.
That's gonna be the faithless. All the people without the faith, man. All the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. You want to be a fucking Muslim? Hey, one of my friends in the world, we was in the barber shop and shit, and he was like, it's crazy I seen you, cause you know I be teaching this shit, but he was like, yo, most of my friends in the world is Muslims, they like all that shit. I'm like, nigga, that's a fucking game, nigga.
Right.
Cause that's what it is.
That's what it
It's a
is.
jail
When
game.
niggas get locked up, they turn Muslim.
For
For
protection.
That's a game.
I was
Furthermore, it's empty.
yeah.
Shit is empty.
And then I showed them the little paper shit, read the back what they wanted. I said all they want to do is be equal with the white man. The Lord said we over them, man. Go ahead.
It says that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain, and prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter.
Yeah, you all gonna die.
Yep.
And everybody who's unfaithful gonna die. Hey, the Lord, like we read, he said, all they that hate me, love death. Go ahead.
Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear.
Yeah.
But did evil before mine eyes.
Yeah, you went to that goddamn pride parade. You went and got that injection. You motherfucking committed adultery.
You scoffed at the true men.
Yeah, you scoffed at the truth.
Yeah, there's
You
a
said
lot of
that's the white man's book.
Yep.
there's a lot of Jake that believes in conspiracy theories and things like that, but then they'll shun the Bible. It's like we believe in the left hand, but not the right hand side.
It says, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Therefore thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry.
That's all we. Hey, when you get the book of Numbers, it say it's impossible for the Most High to lie.
That's why you shouldn't shake up in that day. If you know you were serving the Lord to the best of your ability, then you should know you're going to eat. It says it right here. All right?
He said, my servants, if you are serving of the Lord, he said, shall eat.
Yep. But ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed.
Yeah, you should be ashamed. So we're gonna be rejoicing. In that day, the whole world,
We'll be all sad.
it's gonna be we're gonna be 0% of the it's that point. We're gonna be at point 0.006. Yeah, some shit like that.
0.5.
Yeah, we are gonna be
I
happy.
got one more.
I can't wait for nuclear missiles to come upon the earth, man.
Can't wait for the shit to just collapse.
Can't wait for the famine. Because the Lord said we was gonna eat. Hey,
That
another
destruction
thing,
thou
that
shalt have.
brother, like, oh, go ahead.
Now go ahead.
Now, I was going to say, I keep, that brother in Hawaii, when he's had the missile, he didn't seem afraid.
He was chilling. He was
chilling.
Yeah. Everybody on the comment board was bugging out.
That's how,
I think they was telling them, like, go find your family or something like that.
Yo, that's how, that was like,
That was the perfect example.
He was making an epistle to his family.
Yeah.
You know, we were watching.
Last verse, it says, behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit.
and the Lord, man, he merciful, but he ain't going to have pity on you, the wicked in that day, man. He going to let that shit get y'all.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verses 5. Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing.
Woo!
And the wise man's heart discerning both time and judgment.
Yeah, and while you keeping the commandment, that's basically you listening to the Lord. The commandment tells you what to do and what not to do. So that means if you listening and you taking heed, the scriptures even said in Ezekiel, thou hast delivered thy soul, right? So you got to listen and take heed. It's going to be worse for niggas that fell
A
out.
whole bunch of precepts.
Go ahead.
Because to every purpose there is time and judgment. And we in a time of judgment.
Yep, heavy judgment.
Therefore the misery of man is great upon him. So the people who not following the commandments and doing what's right and following the ways of the Lord, it's going to be great misery upon you.
Hey, that makes me think about that video Elder Menatazakba did a couple days ago. Where that black woman was making like the suckers out of the pig lips.
Yeah,
And that dude was eating the
That
dude was
was-
chowing down on that
shit
And
fucking
it's already
turtle.
started. 36 people was found dead in the fires.
Oh, that number gonna climb every hour.
What's the Hawaii fires?
Climb.
No, I've been more than that. It's more than that. I think it's confirmed 80 and 1,500
Well,
missing.
it's gonna get higher and higher every time you refresh the damn screen.
Yeah.
And that's judgment. Dying in a fire is that's one of the worst.
Yeah.
That's why the Lord gonna destroy this motherfucker with fire. That's a horrific death, man.
You're burning up.
To-
You can't breathe.
To
Yeah,
drown-
probably gonna pass out, then burn to death.
To drown, or that's why the Lord used water in the first death and fire in the second death. Those are the two worst ways you could go out. Drown or in a fire. I think the fire might be worse though.
And I've been noticing there've been a lot of grievous deaths going on lately, but people have been killing their babies and killing their kids. There've been a lot of decapitations, people killing people and chopping
Oh
them up.
yeah, that man did the live stream on Instagram and killed his. What did he kill? His wife or his ex-wife? Right on live stream on Instagram, and then shot a bunch of people and blew his own head.
Yeah, it's been a lot of.
Well, that's those. That's just those spirits of vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that is. Go ahead.
We're living in an unprecedented time, man, where people just
Shalom,
going
shalom.
live and broadcasting across the world, just killing people.
Some people be broadcasting their own death, man. That's social media, man. People be willing to die for social media now. It's just crazy.
Go ahead.
Because to every purpose there is time and judgment. Therefore the misery of man is great upon him. For he knoweth not that which shall be. For who can tell him when it shall be? There is no man that have power over the spirit to retain the spirit. And that's why we fear the Lord, because the Lord controls death. Deuteronomy 32 and 37, right? Neither he have power in the day of death, and there's no discharge in that war. Neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it.
And the majority of our people are given to wickedness. That's why they do the things they do. You got that? And I know you said you got a couple, so let's line them up.
It's Isaiah chapter 30, verse 18. And therefore will the Lord wait, that he may be gracious unto you. And therefore will he be exalted, that he may have mercy upon you.
Yeah, like Yeshaya just said, the Lord is merciful, but he's not going to, once those doors shut, see, he's showing his merciful side now. That's why the prophets are out here. This is the Lord stretching his hand out. But it's like the flood. When the doors were shut, it was over. That mercy was, the mercy's done. Right? So in today's example, see, the Lord, once the Lord take us off them streets and shut that web down, you ain't going to be able to find the truth. You're going to have what you have. That's going back to Isaiah 33 and 6. The wisdom and knowledge is going to keep us stable because we got it. But if you ain't got it and we off the streets and that web is shut down, shit, what you going to do?
It's gonna be a lot of shoulda, coulda, woulda Israelites.
Yep, go ahead. And then we can get that real quick.
For the Lord is a God of judgment. Blessed are all they that wait for him.
Meaning to be patient. See, hey, we suffering, right? But to be patient means to suffer.
Blessed
It's
are,
okay.
Blessed are they that wait.
We ain't going, oh, Yahweh Shai ain't come, man. Take your garment off, go back into the world, start doing some dumb shit. Nah, man, we gonna suffer and wait until he returns. Quick, go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 5, verses 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day.
Yep.
For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security, while you chilling.
Yep.
While you got AC, you got food,
Yep.
chilling. Thou shalt be destroyed and perish.
So that proves that the Lord will take your ass out. The Lord shows you he'll take your people out every day. You just mentioned the fires, the Lord taking people out.
There's people dying of heat exhaustion right now in Arizona. Their shit was over like 100, something like 120 degrees.
The Lord is using something he created, which is the sun, which is a beautiful thing, to take people out. The Lord could take, he's so bad, he could take your ass out with the sun.
They're saying that the power goes out,
a
that's
bad
too
guy.
high of a temperature to actually survive, even in the shade.
Think about that, man. The Lord is cold, man.
I
He can take you out with the sun.
Car breakdown on the freeway, you're fucking
A
dead.
brother shared something that happened. You can look it up. This Edomite woman, a fucking venomous snake dropped out the sky on her arm, and then after the fucking snake dropped on her, a damn hawk dropped on her arm too, and her arm was all fucked up.
And you seen that video when
That's the sense of humor right there.
Yeah.
the Edomite man walked up to the door and the snake.
Yeah, I saw that
This
too.
shit
I saw
bit him
that.
right on the top of the head.
He said, "Oh shit, I got big."
Oh, yeah, I seen that.
Huh?
Yeah, you got
Shalom.
you got these you got wicked so-called Christian leaders coming out with madness. Like the one pastor talked about some Jesus was wrong, doing wrong 85% of his
Oh yeah, I
life.
see that. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Hey, get
He wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing.
hit Luke 2 and like 20, no 40, and get John 21.
You had the one
and
dude.
25.
Stacy saying
The
he
one
was
dude
just a
said it,
carpenter.
the one pastor said ain't no more prophets.
Yeah, yeah. And then you had what was that apostle Gino Jennings? Gino Jenkins. Nigga said, "Oh, I've been doing the work longer than Christ."
Luke 2 and 40,
Yeah,
and the child grew.
yeah.
I'll start at 39. Luke chapter 2, verse 39. And when they had performed all things according to the law of the Lord, they returned into Galilee and their own city Nazareth. And the child grew and waxed strong in the spirit, filled with wisdom.
That's when he was 12 years old. Go ahead.
And the grace of the Most High was upon him.
The grace of the Most High was upon him. These niggas act like the grace of the Most High is upon them.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And this Yahweh Shai. It says, now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast.
These that pastor that was talking about Yahushai, that nigga probably celebrated no Passovers.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
He
celebrated Christmas.
he probably ate ham on Easter.
Yeah.
And
But-
probably had Easter in the church.
Go ahead.
And probably celebrate Christmas.
Right.
And do a lot of shit. I can keep going. Verse 43. And when they had fulfilled the days as they returned, the child Yahweh Shai tarried behind in Jerusalem, and Joseph and his mother knew not of it. But they, supposing him to have been in the company, went a day's journey. And they sought him among their kinfolk and acquaintance. And when they had found him not, they turned back again to Jerusalem, seeking him. And it came to pass after 3 days they found him in the temple.
In the temple. That's
3 days
where
is crazy.
That's where Yahushai was when he was
that's
12 years
what it
old. In the temple. What was he doing?
Listen for 3 days.
Sitting in the midst of the doctors.
Yeah,
both
he's in the midst of the motherfucking leaders of Israel.
Grown men.
both hearing them and asking them questions. And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers.
So he had great understanding and answers at 12 years old.
And they was probably looking at him like,
You had grown men who couldn't sit there and talk to
Right.
the doctors, who couldn't keep up with them.
So you
But-
got to think, these 20, 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old men, probably even older than that.
Yeah.
And then here it is, a 12-year-old boy in front of them, probably schooling men that have been doing it for decades.
He had the spirit on him. Verse 48.
That probably did look crazy.
And when they had saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said unto him, Son, why hast thus dealt with us? Behold, thy father and I have sought thee sorrowing. And he said unto them, How is it that ye sought me? Was ye not that I must be about my father's business?
So he was about the ministry at 12 years old. He was about his father's business then. So what is that dude talking about? Get that real quick. You got that, John? In John 25 and 1? Because they try to act like Gino Jennings has said he been doing the work longer than Yahushua since he started his ministry at 33.
And Gino Jennings, you still a damn fool.
Yeah, so why, how come the Lord ain't sacrificed your black ass? He should have just put you on the cross and died for the sins. They act like they did more. He died for the whole nation of Israel. From them people back then, 2,000 years ago, to all the seeds that came after.
And you didn't read in the scriptures that it says you ain't supposed to have a bald ass head? You ain't read that part? And your shit is shiny too.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have the bald head to where his hair don't grow.
Yeah.
He got the shit where he shave it and put the shit on it to make it shiny.
Yeah, got to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Like some brothers can't, you know, it's just like my hair don't grow. But they try to grow it. This nigga wake up and go over his shit with the razor.
Nah, them brothers that can't grow, they just go over their shit with the one. Just
That's what I
Okay,
do. I
21
go
and
with
5.
the one.
Yeah, let's keep it low.
21 and 25.
Keep it low.
I got it.
You going with the straight.
John chapter 21 and verse 24. This is the disciple which testified of these things and wrote these things, and we know that his testimony is true. And there are also many other things which Yahushua did, the which if they should not... Let me read that again. John chapter 21 verse 24. This is the disciple which testified of these things and wrote these things, and we know that his testimony is true. And there are also many other things which Yahushua did, that which if they should be written every one, I would suppose that even the world itself could not contain the books that should be written.
So in that short time that y'all give him credit for, in that short time, he did enough things that wasn't written, that wasn't spoken about, that the earth wouldn't be able to contain the books if he wrote every single thing.
That pretty much means he probably was doing miracles every day. They tried to get on him for doing miracles on the Sabbath.
Yeah.
You know? So that means if he was doing miracles on the Sabbath, he probably was just every day, just getting
Every day.
boom, 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 boom,
throughout the day.
And some, like, we marvel at the things that's written in the book. There's
And-
other things that he didn't do.
Yeah, and at the end of
Like,
John.
get all them precepts you had too. So like,
Yeah.
I just got.
That's-
Yeah.
Yeah, I got something.
Go back to the other ones.
well, let y'all get, because
All right.
he was holding it.
Hang on, let me bring out this one in Matthew first.
Shalom to you brothers on the comment board. I know we ain't really get to read none of these, but Salakia, keep posting them, keep posting them.
This is Matthew 19 and 26. But Yahushua beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible,
Oh yeah, that's a
but
good
with
one.
the Most High all things are possible. And I was holding that when we were getting into the famine, man.
Yeah.
Because anything is possible.
That's the
You know?
that's the one I wanted. Read that again.
But Yahushua beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible, but with the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all things are possible.
And that's what we got. We got the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man,
That's right.
to protect us. That's who gonna feed us. You don't gotta stock up and prep and all that shit. You don't gotta have a little something to the side. The Lord gonna make sure you eat.
My favorite story is was that Elijah or Elisha that got fed with the raven. That's one of my favorite stories, because that right there is like, that shows you the Lord controlled everything. Because he had a fowl of the air. He basically commanded a fowl of the air to feed one of his servants.
Yeah, and that happened right before that was remember when we just ran with the lady?
Yeah.
Before he went to the lady, that's where he was at. The fowl was feeding him, and then after that, the Lord sent him to the lady. So that was all through the same family.
And he was at he was at a brook. It was like a small body of water that was pretty much just for him, just to sustain him for whatever period of time. So he had a little personal brook to himself, with nobody else getting water from it, just him.
You could drink, you could wash.
You know what I'm saying? Drink, wash. He had his own little section in the wilderness where a bird was probably dropping them off random pieces of fruit, snatching fish up out the water. You know, you gotta think. You know that fish was.
You gotta tap into your imagination.
You gotta tap into your imagination.
You gotta paint that picture.
Dropping them off fruit.
It could have been big chunks of food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have brought him an Aki-ass piece of fish, snatched right up out the water, dropped. He's sitting down and it just dropped right by him.
And what makes it more beautiful is, you know, the food was all clean. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't no, because a nigga would be like, oh, how you know he ain't giving him no? Nah, man, he was giving them lawful foods. Like,
that shit was, that raven had the spirit of the Lord.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's like, you gotta really understand, man, that the Lord is he's like the best. Like,
Hey, he snatched up Habakkuk and brought him to feed Daniel in the lion's den.
Yeah.
And then flashed him right back where he was at.
Yeah. And say when we as pilgrims in the earth and we walking and we hungry as fuck, and we just happen to walk past a fucking bush of grapes or a tree that's bearing fruit.
or
in
you
the
just hear, or
wilderness.
you just hear a body of water. Oh,
Yeah.
that's water? You know?
That
Oh shit.
yeah. But this is John chapter 21, verse 25, speaking on Yahushua and all the things he's done. And there are also many other things which Yahushua did, the which, if they should be written, everyone, I suppose that even the world itself, all right, and this is big, I suppose that even the world itself could not contain the books that should be written.
That's
Amen.
Spirit, though.
I ain't say that because they happened in a long time.
That's the Spirit,
It's been a minute, yeah.
It went over him, but it came back. Like, boom. Like,
What?
Now-
Got there?
yeah, you good. We just read that, but you good.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said it went over you, but then it
came back.
Boomerang, yes.
Well,
sir.
I'm not trying to compare us to Yahushua, but these videos that we put out, these are epistles, man.
Yeah,
You know,
they did.
this is
Absolutely.
basically like the
It's modern day epistles.
yeah, the New Testament.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
think of how many videos there are, man. There's videos going up every couple minutes.
Yep. Amongst us, 'cause
Yeah,
other Israelites, it's not like that. Like, you see how big IUIC is, and I ain't coming at them. I'm just speaking the truth. Like, these
They don't be
niggas got
having- they don't be having videos.
they
like
got a
that.
whole bunch of members, but they don't make. A lot of them dudes ain't making videos.
Lord is looking for fruits meet for repentance.
You know, that's why the apostles said that, hey, you brothers gotta have your own pages. You brothers gotta be putting up videos. Because the word could go out, you know?
And then recently and then recently the Elder Gabar said we should be doing a video a day that he brought up the scripture.
Exhort one another daily.
In Acts on how a certain church, a certain group of people was searching the scriptures daily.
Yep.
You know, which is why they pretty much stuck out from the rest. Might as well get it. You know, but they searched the scriptures daily. They was in the scriptures daily, figuring it out.
You have something still, Yash?
Hang on 1 second.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's go hard or go home at the end of the day.
Now the bees are coming out.
Right. But hey, even the bees coming around is spiritual because they come around high frequency. This is Acts chapter 17,
Go ahead, bro.
verse 11. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica,
Yeah, that's what it is.
in that they received the word with all readiness of mind and searched the scriptures daily, whether those things were so.
Yeah, whether those things were so, man.
And this,
Because you gotta know what you believe.
yeah,
And you gotta actually believe it.
right.
You know, it ain't like you could pick and choose what stories in the Bible, like a lot of these Christians do. You know, you can't just believe the story of David going on the run, okay, from Saul sending the men out to kill him. Okay, you can't just believe that story and then not believe other stories or like what Job went through.
Right. And it mentioned that they were more noble. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica. All right, meaning they was more noble. They was more sharp. They was more knowledgeable because the scripture says they received the word with all readiness of mind and searched the scriptures daily.
And then you had certain churches like the Church of Corinth, which they asses had to be gotten on hard as shit. That's why Corinthians is so long.
They had to come. Yeah, they had to come get visited. Hey,
Yeah.
what's the fuck?
But they was
going on
one
here?
of the worst. Like they had to be told like this. Like some places the Apostle Paul visited, it was shorter
And if you look at the
than others.
the
Corinthians was
geography,
hard-headed.
Corinth was more towards Athens.
Jake.
You know,
Greece,
there's a lot of
yeah.
Athenian,
Yep.
a lot of Hellenizing going on over there. And Thessalonica was kind of where a lot of the Spartans resided.
Well, Paul was getting on them about having long hair in Corinthians. You made a good point. There was more towards Athens, which was them Greeks, which they had long hair. Like when you watch the movie Alexander, he had long hair. You know, and he was the king.
Had long hair.
So they had a lot of Greek. Them Jakes had they was following a lot of the Greek customs.
Working out naked.
Doesn't it also say in Corinthians that you're not supposed to cover your head?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all Greek fashion. Remember they made us wear hats.
They came at the women too. Had to let them know,
Yeah.
hey, this Yahweh Shai, man, then woman.
That's why you ain't supposed to pray or prophesy with your head covered, man. You ain't supposed to be prophesying with no damn do-rag or a Yankee fitted. Take that shit off.
Yeah, because
When you pray, you ain't supposed to be praying with a hat.
And-
Take that off.
And in Greece, the women was exalted in Greece. Wasn't they called goddesses and shit?
Mm-hmm.
Had to
So
set
it
that
was
tone.
a lot
Oh,
going
yeah,
on,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah. had to set that straight. Like, yo, listen, man, these women ain't your
Yeah,
guys.
Corinth.
They below you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Proverbs 2:1. My son, if thou wilt receive my words and hide my commandments with thee, so that thou incline thine ear unto wisdom and apply thy heart with understanding. Yea, if thou criest after knowledge and liftest up thy voice for understanding.
That means you're supposed to yearn for it.
Cries after knowledge.
No? Because what else we ain't supposed to cry after wickedness. Go ahead.
If thou seekest her as silver and searchest for her as for hid treasures, then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of the Most High. For the Lord giveth wisdom, out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding.
And the wisdom has to try you. The Lord just ain't going to give it to you. It says wisdom cannot dwell in a fool. So the wisdom is, the Lord's going to send Sophia to you. She going to search you out.
And it's getting in the next verse.
Go ahead.
He layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous. He is a buckler to them that walk uprightly. So you got to correct yourself and walk uprightly, man, before you get that deep understanding.
Because niggas don't use wisdom. Niggas just walk into the fire. They don't, well, if I do this, it's a possibility that that's going to happen. You know, nigga, Jake don't do that. We have, the Lord gave us, if you do that now, this would could happen.
Think about that
that's
one,
how you got to walk.
Think about that one corner where there's a shooting almost every fucking weekend, man. It's the same idiots hanging out there. Why would you hang out there if you know there's a shooting every Saturday?
Right.
Every fucking week.
And that's why we tell you, brothers, to use wisdom, man. Don't just be doing shit. Think before you act, because even they tell you that in the world. There's consequences behind every action. You know? So you should know. And the scriptures tell us in Ephesians 5 to walk circumspectly. Get that real quick? Because the days are evil. You know? So we don't have the ability to just do what we want. That's how Esau wants us to live. But we don't do that. We don't just do what makes us feel good.
Right. And not to mention, we serious. We look into the future. On a small worldly level, we look into the future. You know, we know what's going on. We know the consequences.
I had a woman tell me not too long ago, just eat what you want as long as your health is good. Well, how does your health get bad? By eating fucking shit.
Right. Wait, you eat what you want as long as your health is good. Then when you get fucked up, then you stop eating the shit that got you fucked up.
So I could eat worms. I could eat electric eels.
Yeah.
I could barbecue a turtle on the grill and eat it.
Vocab says you can.
And what they say the best thing is prevention. You're supposed to prevent things from happening. Prevent yourself from getting sick. Prevent yourself from your body breaking down. You know, which is why you're supposed to strengthen your body and take care of your health to avoid the.
I can eat raw meat and nothing's gonna happen to me. You know.
You can eat it until you get fucked up.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's unlawful to eat raw meat.
Oh yeah, right.
Yo, let's get this real quick.
You get a parasite in the fucking brain.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verses 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye should eat among all the beasts that are on the earth.
Yeah, so we get the other one too. We're going to read both of them. Go ahead.
Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cleven-footed and cheweth the cud among the beasts that ye should eat.
Yeah, so the fact that the Lord even had Moses write this proves that you can't eat what you want. Or the Lord wouldn't have gave the Israelites a dietary law. Because there's certain things you're supposed to eat and there's certain things you're not supposed to eat. The things you're supposed to eat, they're not going to affect your health. The things that you're not supposed to eat, that could damage you. Go ahead. That's why the Lord gave, that's what separates us from the other nations. That's why you see these damn Moabites. I posted a video the other day, you had a Moabite or whatever the fuck he was, eating out of the same thing as a damn hog, man. He could do that.
Yeah, that's why, because people be like,
He could do that.
Oh, we ain't supposed to eat, no, Israelites not supposed to eat pork.
He's
they
allowed.
can eat that shit.
I just did it to show like these
That turtle
heathens is
head.
nasty.
Yeah.
though, man.
See, we got a line.
That turtle head.
You're supposed to have a line that you can't cross. We got a line.
Yep.
They don't got no line. They can
No.
eat whatever.
Yeah, but when you
And
look,
they'd be good.
It'd be good.
yeah, but sometimes you look a little deeper. A lot of them do be getting fucked up.
Nah,
Cause they be having worms and shit.
Yeah, but they
Yeah, they wasn't given the law though.
yeah,
Oh, you're
that's why.
right.
Because when you read the that's why I say when you read Deuteronomy 14, it tell you
Get
that
that one. Get that one, Yash.
14.
Yeah,
Yep.
Deuteronomy 14 and 1. Marion 14 and 2.
I mean, I got something.
Don't stretch the meat.
No, this is the dietary law.
This is Deuteronomy 14 and 2,
Start at 1.
verse 1. Ye are the children of the Lord,
We the children of the Lord, the Israelites. Go ahead.
your power. Ye shall not cut yourselves, nor make any baldness between your eyes for the dead. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy power, and the Lord had chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all the nations that are upon the earth.
Go ahead.
Hang on, let me turn my brightness up. The sun flares. Verse 3. Thou shalt not eat any abominable thing.
Yeah, the children of Israel should not eat any abominable thing. Go ahead.
These are the beasts which ye shall eat.
See, they get specific in Deuteronomy 14th chapter. Go ahead.
The ox, the sheep, and the goat. The hart and the roebuck, and the fallow deer, and the wild goat.
Because when you read the Leviticus 11, niggas done said this shit to me. Because it tell you, anything,
Cloven footed.
yeah, but they be like, well, what can we eat? Once they say, because it only say the swine.
Right,
So,
right.
well, what can we eat? Well, this told you what you can eat.
Yeah, read that
Deuteronomy
again.
14.
Read that again.
These are the beasts which ye shall eat.
Uh-huh.
The ox,
Yeah, Jake like oxtails, right? Go ahead.
the sheep,
Yeah, lamb, sheep. That's good meat. Go ahead. Goat.
and the goat.
Yeah. You get a large goat every time you hit the
Hell yeah.
Benjamin spot.
Goat.
And it's good.
Hell yeah.
And it mentions the deer, the venison. Like, that's everything that we like anyway.
That's
Nigga ain't like, deer, what? What the fuck?
and them meats right there is real quality meats. If we ate more meat like that more often, I'm pretty sure we'd probably be a little bit more.
I bought my neighbor some, he never had lamb. I bought him some lamb. He was like, yo, that shit good. But his wife wouldn't eat it. She was like, oh. You know, she like, I don't want none of
I
that.
want a pork chop.
But she'll eat swine. See, that's Jake though. Go ahead.
The hart and the roebuck and the fallow deer and the
The brothers
wild
know
goat.
even giraffe is lawful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We don't eat it, but it's lawful though.
that's
The
a lot
shit
of
probably tastes good.
that's a lot of meat too.
You know?
Draft is a lot of meat.
I looked it up, man. It's like $80 for a fucking giraffe steak.
And it's probably got no fat.
Yeah.
It's probably good because giraffes they muscular. You know? Go ahead.
Really, we're supposed to be getting a majority of our fat from plant sources, like nuts, avocados, and oils and things. And the wild goat, and the pygarg, and the wild ox, and the chamois. I forgot how to say that.
Yeah.
And
That sound
every
like a fowl.
and every beast that parteth the hoof and cleaveth the cleft into 2 claws and cheweth the cud among the beasts that ye shall eat.
Yeah, and then they go into a whole bunch of beasts that you can eat and can't eat. Let's get down to verse 21.
Verse 21. Ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself. Thou shalt give it unto the stranger that is in thy gates.
Give it to the heathen.
Yeah. See? So it ain't like, oh, if you die from yourself, take it and throw it away. No. Sell that shit to the heathen.
Because
That's
he's
what-
not under the same
Yeah, and
law.
you ain't say, oh, you gonna sell it to them and they gonna get cramps and shit. No, they gonna be good.
That's
They
what
heathens.
that's what the kikes do to us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they not supposed to. Oh, gee.
That's how Jake gonna fall. He keep eating that bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said, give it. Now, the Lord is specific. If the Lord didn't want them to eat it, he would have said, sell it not to thy stranger neither. But he said, give it to him. Go ahead. They could have died from anything.
Yeah.
Right. That shit could have had rabies. AIDS, yeah. Give it to Moab. Like, you know, you be all right.
That's why they're inclined to eat that shit, man. They'll eat fucking
Yeah.
stir fry
Anything.
with bugs.
Oh.
That he may eat it, or thou mayest sell it
See, you can sell it to them. You can make profit off of it to them.
Yep.
Unto an alien.
An alien.
A stranger.
A heathen.
That word would confuse the shit out of
And when it says that we was aliens in the scriptures, it's talking about how we was following after the heathens.
Yeah.
So we was acting like them. That's why it says we was once aliens.
Yeah.
For
We was
thou
acting
art
like them niggas.
it's like, for thou art a holy people.
Ephesians 2:11.
For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy power. Thou shalt not see the kid and his mother's milk.
Yeah, that was it. That was just showing you that we can.
Yeah, and that
say
one's
we
actually better too. I
We
knew
can
that one
sell
was
it
better.
to motherfucking. We can get them fucking whatever.
It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 2, verses 11. Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh,
Yeah.
who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands, that at that time you were without Yahweh Shai Mashiach, being aliens
That's the one I was talking
Yeah.
about. The water.
from the commonwealth of Israel and
Yeah.
strangers from the covenants of promise
Yeah,
having
when
no
you an
hope.
African American, you fucking alien. All right.
And it's-
You-
It said that in Deuteronomy.
Yeah.
It said stranger, then it said alien, right? Yeah, so fuck these nations, man. That's why the Lord said there's a drop of a bucket. He don't care what they eat. Shit, they ain't his people.
Yeah, that's why when you read even when what's name did that speech, he was like, and when we all come together, if an alien force come to, he was like, and don't we got aliens among us now? They talking about us.
Precept.
Yeah.
This is Shopper of the 12. Shalom, brother. You know you my boy, man. Shalom, Wak. 2nd Maccabees 6:6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighboring cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews, that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices. And whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles should be put to death, that might of a man have seen the present misery. And not only was it fashions and things of that nature, it was also the foods. They was trying to get us to date. It was Jews that said, we not eating that shit, we'd rather die, because they knew that that was against the Lord. So when you really think about the situation, what we eat is fucking detrimental, man. Because they could have looked at the shit and said, well, oh, it's just food, the Lord gonna forgive us. They was like, nah, we'd rather die than rather not to eat that shit. So that proves how serious they was about the dietary
Because you
law.
defile your temple.
Yeah.
Eating any and everything.
Oh, and I Salakia. The shit pissed me off because I made a video about it the other day. I didn't make a video about it, but I mentioned it. My mom kept bringing these fruit snacks to my house, and she was giving them to my kids, and everything that she give them, I know fruit snacks got gelatin in it. Some of them don't, some of them do. So I walk in the house and shit, and my kids at the table fucking eating fruit snacks. So I grab the pack, I look on the back, gelatin.
Man.
It's got pork in it. Because I've had fruit snacks where it says beef gelatin. It's going to
Or don't
specify.
got gelatin at all.
The majority of the time, if that shit say gelatin, it's swine. So I took the fruit snacks, threw them in the garbage. Yeah, my kids got mad. So fucking what? And I text my mom. I said, stop bringing fruit snacks. Stop bringing food over my house that got gelatin in it. So she texted me back. I said, it's got pork in it. So she texted me back, oh, I'm not going to be spending my money on them. Then, da-da-da. Then this came out of my mom's own mouth. She said, nigga, you was raised on pork. So why you? I said, damn. So I just didn't text her back.
They don't want to hear
You know?
none of that.
That's a little testimony. Like, they like the demon's gonna jump on your family, man.
Yeah, like my moms know I don't eat pork, but you trying to get this shit to my son.
Yeah. But then, oh nigga, you was raised on pork.
Yeah.
I said, damn, man.
They look at it like, oh, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
He'll be all right.
Yeah, fuck
Not
that.
even
Nah,
knowing
man.
how serious it is.
It's worthy of death.
I got something. This is the book of Judith, showing you that and the way they want us, when you eat abominable shit, that shit separates you from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
This Judith 5:6, it say, this people are descendants of the Chaldeans, and they sojourned heretofore in Mesopotamia, because they would not follow the gods of their fathers, which were in the land of Chaldea. For they left the way of their ancestors and worshiped the power of heaven. Yahweh, whom they knew. So they cast them out of the face of their gods, and they fled into Mesopotamia and sojourned there many days. Then their God commanded them to depart from the place where they sojourned into the land of Canaan, where they dwelt and were increased with gold and silver and with very much cattle. But when the famine covered all the land of Canaan, they went down into Egypt and sojourned there. While they were nourished and became a great multitude, so that one could not number their nation, therefore the king of Egypt rose up against them and dealt subtly with them and brought them low with laboring in brick and made them slaves. Then they cried unto their God, and he smote all the land of Egypt with an incurable plague.
Incurable.
So the Egyptians cast them out of their sight, and Yahweh dried the Red Sea before them.
So that happened to them, and then the Egyptians was like,
Yeah, get the
You
fuck
know?
out of here, yo.
because the Lord did a lot of things. Like the Egyptians knew that the Most High was like with the children of Israel. Like, because even Pharaoh mentioned to Moses, he said, "Yo, God," like, so he knew.
It was just Pharaoh's heart was hardened.
But once the Most High started fucking him up, then Pharaoh, you know, he was like, "Oh shit."
And, hey, while the Pharaoh's heart was hardened, the people below him probably was like, yo, man, the Pharaoh need to get these people the fuck up out of here. Like, niggas is dying. Niggas is getting sick.
Yeah, go ahead. We're gonna finish that, then we're gonna close up on this one.
It said, and brought them to Mount Sinai and cast them forth all that dwelt in the wilderness. So they dwelt in the land of the Amorites, and they destroyed by their strength all them, and passing over Jordan, they that possessed the hill country. And while they sinned not before their God, they prospered, because God that hate iniquity was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles very sore, and led captives into a land that was not theirs.
So that proves when you depart from the Lord, he gives you over to death, or he gives you over to a lack of strength. That's why when those that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Go ahead.
And their temples of their God was cast down to the ground, and their cities was taken by enemies. But now they are returned to their God, and come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and seated in the hill country, for it was desolate.
Where their sanctuary is, because in Ecclesiastes chapter 2, the script said, if you abandon the Lord or don't have faith, who go defend you?
Which have pity upon.
Who go protect you?
And say, now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error against this people, and their sin against their power, let us consider this shall be their ruin. Let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if it be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass. Lest their Lord defend them, and their God be with them, and we be a reproach for all the world.
So if we turn back to the Lord, nobody can fuck with us. That's what that's saying. Period. When Jake is serving the Lord, nobody can fuck with us, man.
Yeah. And you gotta look at like things written aforetime. The time where it was just Lot, and the Lord said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna save Lot." And his
Because the
daughters.
number kept getting smaller, and smaller, and smaller,
Yeah, we
and smaller.
spiritual Lot. So
Yep.
it's gonna be a short number where he take. 'Cause he ain't gonna just say, "Our nation wicked," but he gonna save the elect.
The elect, which is a small number, man, compared to the sand of the sea. All right, so with that, all right, Lord willing, you were edified. Lord willing, we could bring the edification and comfort your spirits. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash.
All right, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit. Peace and blessings and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. And the water for the precepts as well. Lord willing, we'll see you brothers next week. Shalom.